Hello everyone, I am back with another video today. Today we are jumping back into Baking Yesteryear. We are going to be doing the mock apple pie today. This is another one of those Depression era recipes that is still fairly common and still fairly available to people. Um, I haven't looked for a while, but I do feel like I've seen a bunch of different recipes for mock apple pie online and everything, but it is not something I've made, but I am really looking forward to trying. I love apple pies. Apple pie is one of my favorite pie flavors out there. Just for me, it's like a fall thing with the apples and the cinnamon and everything, and I just absolutely love it. Um, you know, apple pie with vanilla ice cream. What can get better than that? So I am really looking forward to seeing how this compares to a real apple pie. Um, since there is not actually apples in this and everything. So this is definitely going to be a new experience. And all of that. So let's get started. All right. Okay, so for our pie, of course, we have our pie crust. This is a double crusted pie, so it gets the bottom crust and then has the top crust. For my bottom crust, I'm going to be using this crust from the store here that is already in the pan, and then I did take out another pie crust that I'm going to roll out and put on top once my filling is done. I've got sugar, some cream of tartar, some water, lemon juice, cinnamon, an egg, some butter, a little bit more water, which we are going to be using with the egg to make an egg wash to give the crust a nice golden brown color, and then some Ritz crackers here, which is going to give it like the apple texture, I believe. I did accidentally buy the whole wheat crackers instead of the regular ones, but they do taste the same. I did give them a try before continuing with this, and I really couldn't tell the difference. So we're just going to go with it, mostly because I don't really want to go back to the store and get another box right now. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope this works. And with that, let's get started. Okay, so I started by kind of crushing up the Ritz crackers, leaving some bigger pieces in with it. There are some pretty small pieces in here and then some bigger ones, which the recipe says you do want some bigger pieces left in there. So I'm just going to set this aside and we are going to continue with our filling. All right, so in here we've got the sugar, the cream of tartar, and the water. And we are going to just bring this to a boil and then take it off the heat and add the lemon juice. Once I'm ready to get the lemon juice in here, I will be back. All right, so I have this boiling. We are going to let this boil for 20 minutes and then we're going to take it off the heat and add the lemon juice and then let it cool. Once this has boiled for the 20 minutes, I will be back. All right, so our syrup has boiled for 20 minutes. I have taken it off the heat and I'm adding the lemon juice. Let's get this mixed in here. Now we are just going to let this cool just a bit and then we will continue. All right, so our syrup is cooler. I believe it should be cool enough to continue on with the recipe now. So in here, I've put our Ritz crackers into the pie crust. We are going to pour the syrup over this and then add the cinnamon and the butter. Once I have that all ready to go, I will show you guys what this looks like. All right, so our filling is done. I've poured the syrup over our Ritz crackers. I've put the cinnamon on top of that and then dotted it with the butter pats from earlier. I'm going to get the top crust on this and then I will be back. All right, so I've got the top crust on, I've got it sealed, I've got it vented. I'm going to brush it with the egg wash and then we are going to put this in the oven for 10 minutes and then we are going to reduce the heat and bake it for about another 20-25 minutes. Once I have it done and out of the oven, I will show you guys what it looks like. All right, so I do have that in the oven. Once it is done baking, like completely done baking, I will take it out and show you guys what this looks like. All right, so I am back with my final thoughts on the mock apple pie. It was all right. I mean, it turned out pretty well and everything. It did overflow, but I had put a cookie sheet underneath it, so it really wasn't that big of a deal. It had a pretty good flavor, but overall, I think I prefer a regular apple pie to the mock apple pie. Um, it just, it was good, but it just wasn't quite the same thing. Um, if you're somebody who can't have apples for whatever reason, this would be a good substitute since there is no apple products in it and everything. But for me, I still prefer a traditional apple pie instead. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with that. Next week we will be back with another recipe from Baking Yesteryear. I believe it is the potato donuts, but I did forget to look before jumping into my final thoughts here. Either way, we will be back with another recipe next week. Please let me know if you have tried mock apple pie before. Is your recipe different than this? Please like this video if you liked it. Please make sure you're subscribed. Please share it. And until next week, good times, good food. Bye.